Good morning. Here's a way to start. With an extra hour under our belts, even. Though we may live alone, some of us, and though we may arrive alone, some of us, for this hour, we are not alone. I invite you to take a moment to say a genuine hello to the people around you, to help new folks arriving get seated, and to look especially for those people you don't know yet. Everyone found their comfortable seat-ish? Now would be a perfect time, as we settle in, to silence our cell phones, these ubiquitous devices. I'm the Reverend Kevin Tarsa. I'm glad you're here. I am certainly glad to be here. I was surprised to learn that a third of what is now California was once covered by oak trees, making the abundance of acorns a key source of sustenance for the native people upon this land. And for 3/4 of the native tribes, acorns were part of their daily diet and could be stored for up to 10 years to carry people through the leaner harvests. Abundance indeed. The Spanish introduced grazing animals and cut down the oak trees to make room for them and for other agricultural endeavors and for the lumber, meaning that native people soon lost that key source of sustenance. Here locally, it was rushers after gold who clear-cut the landscape and who forever altered the lives of the local indigenous people, the Nisenan. We meet this morning here on Nisenan land, stewarded for centuries, on land where black oak once offered a primary source of nourishment. So recognizing that history and how the Nisenan's losses led to our ability to meet in this room, we name our commitment to be in as right a relationship as we can possibly be with the Nisenan. And we remind ourselves of that commitment with the presence of this simple basket of black oak acorns, knowing that it symbolizes tremendous abundance and tremendous loss at the same time. May we hold it all at the same time, in our hearts, in our minds, in our actions too. Our chalice lighting this morning is offered by Liana Sapphire.
Lighting of the Chalice, freely shared by Reverend Michelle Collins, read by Liana Sapphire. Oops, I don't know if I was supposed to read that. Okay. As we light this chalice with its freely shared light and freely shared warmth, let us be reminded of the many things that are freely shared with us and that we freely share with others. May we lean into generosity shared from the heart that can warm those around us.
Our youngest members get to go to Kids Connection. The rest of us don't. But we are happy that you get to, and we'd love to sing you on your way as you go with this little light of mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Community of the Mountains here in Grass Valley, California. I'm Gail Vaughan, and so happy to be your worship associate for today and next week and next week and next week. Woo, the whole month. I love connecting with each of you. Some of us are old friends, and some of us are just getting to know each other. And some of you are here for the very first time. Welcome, all of you, all of us. Some of us are younger. Some of us are older. Some of us are someplace in between. Welcome. We are alike in many ways, and we are different in even more ways. We're a colorful group in skin tones, eyes, hair, heritage, height, breadth, history, theology, and so many ways. In all ways, each of us is welcome. No matter how we carry the weight of the world or the joys of our hearts, each of us is welcome here. No matter who you love, or what pronouns you use, or how we pray or don't pray, each of us, you and you and you and you, all are welcome here. This month, with a toolkit offered by the Soul Matters Sharing Circle, we explore what it means to be a people of generosity. Now, that might seem obvious, right? I mean, it's about being nice, about giving. So why are we spending a whole month on this? Soul Matters Scott Taylor gives us some help. He sums up the depths of generosity in 3 words: transform, connect, and challenge, acknowledging that these are not the usual words that we pair with generosity. And maybe, he says, that's the point. Maybe the invitation this month is not just to be more generous, but to notice how generosity is so much bigger than we think. This month, we will look at generosity through different lenses, including shining a light on what some call a guilt relationship with generosity, and the pervasive battle of scarcity mentality versus abundance mentality. What is it that gets in the way of cultivating a sense of enoughness? Today we will turn again to the Enneagram. Exploring at the point of 6 will help us take a look at the root of this challenge. So welcome aboard to this hour, to this month, to this spiritual community. I am so glad that you came.
Ruth Gail offers our wisdom this morning. Yeah, thank you, Ruth.
Thanks. Good morning. The story goes,
by Reverend Gretchen Haley, and permission secured by Soul Matters. The story goes, there once was a wise woman traveling all through the mountains. One day she found a precious stone in a stream. She was so happy and grateful. It would change her life. The next day she met a man traveling just like her through the mountains. He was hungry and she was happy to share her food. But as she opened her bag, the man saw the stone, and he knew with the stone he would be able to eat all of his favorite foods. His mouth watered, imagining all the incredible flavors, all the ways his life would be filled with so much goodness. Instead of food, he asked, "Can I have the stone?" The woman looked at him, of course. And just like that, it was his. The man was so happy he quickly ran away. He was afraid she would change her mind. A few days later, however, the man appeared again, carrying the stone in his hands. "Take it back," he said. "Instead, I hope you can give me something even more precious than that precious stone. I hope you can give me whatever it is within you that makes it so easy when I asked to just give it away." In this place, for this hour, we're all trying to learn how it is when we are asked to trust, to love, to give of ourselves, to share our blessings. That way we can say an easy and great yes. And also we are here to remember we'll all carry with us a precious stone, that it is a great blessing, this gift that is just ours, this gift that we long to offer the world, that our giving will bless us all the more. Thank you.
Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard Thank you, Ruth. It was fun to hear you read that. What? It was fun to hear you read that. Thank you. This morning, our joys and sorrows stones and the bowl of water to hold them are at the entrance to this room. And there's Carol Ritchie from the Lay Pastoral Care Team offering her deep presence there beside it. Anytime during the service or now after the service, I invite you to mark what's lifting in your heart this morning, or what's giving you hope, or what's weighing in you or aching, to mark whatever it is, whatever is feeling important and present in your life and in your prayers. And those on Zoom, the chat is your bowl of water. Your typed words, the stones that mark what you carry. Please draw on either of them as you will. Long before violence tore through Israel and Gaza in October, I had planned to speak today to the part of ourselves that's longing to find something or someone stable enough, solid enough, sure enough, in which we can place our trust. I wanted to speak to the anxiety and the fearfulness that comes when we're not sure that there is such a solid foundation available for us personally, or when we're on continual alert, scanning for danger. I wanted to speak to the tunnel vision that comes with not feeling secure, with not having enough, to the sense of scarcity that blocks our ability to benefit from our own capacity to be generous. But first, some of you had shared with me how painfully close the violence in Israel and Gaza has come to your own life, to the people you love, to your own identity, some of you, to your own families, some of you. Some of you have named ruptured relationships, or the fear that deep relationships may rupture no matter how careful and care-filled you might be. The tensions and the dangers seem so impossibly fraught, impossibly far away, and yet terribly close. The ground under us feels fragile and uncertain, and so many of us are afraid and aching. Gail has lit the larger candles here before the service in recognition of all of this, if not exactly the solution. Beyond condemning the horrific terror attacks from Hamas, beyond condemning the harm to innocent civilians caused by the Israeli government's retaliation against Gaza, beyond urging our elected officials to leverage the considerable power of our government to push for an immediate and humane resolution to the crisis in Gaza, our own Unitarian Universalist Association of Congregations, in other words, all of us together, this association has called on us also to witness here at home against the anti-Semitism and the Islamophobia rising in response among our neighbors and friends and in our community, to bring our weight, our love, our compassion, our action to counter any fearful demonizing, if we can, where we live. Beyond that effort, which does feel clear and about which I'm sure we will have opportunity, I am otherwise with you in the ache and the fear and the uncertainty. I am not the person with answers. I too am looking for ways to side with love in the midst of seemingly impossible strife. I invite us this morning to sing our prayer, our hope, our commitment. Peace, salam, shalom. Peace in English, in Arabic, in Hebrew. It's a song by Emma's Revolution, by Pat and Sandy, and I did not ask their permission, so I'll have to ask their forgiveness later. I don't expect they will mind. Peace, salam, shalom. 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 Yes, harmony is welcome. Peace, salam, shalom. 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 I will draw on the Enneagram today with a reminder that the Enneagram is not the point. It's just one way to seek to understand ourselves and others more completely, more deeply. Just a tool. With that in mind, the 6 in the Enneagram terms, the 6 is the archetype of the person and the part of each of us that's longing and striving for security and certainty. Anyone? The person and the part of us that came to believe early on that the world is threatening and dangerous, that people can't necessarily trust one another. A belief reinforced in the world at the moment. A belief, too, that I don't have it within myself to have all the guidance that I need. And so this is a part of us that feels insecure, right? The world is unsafe. I don't have what I need inside me. I need to look outside me for guidance. The primary drive for this 6ness in us is to continually scan for danger in a scary world. Always on the lookout for what could go wrong, potential pitfalls, inconsistencies, incongruities, unclarity, hidden meanings, or double messages. You get the picture. It's an energy of weariness, an energy of angst that's meant to be self-protective, right? It's meant to protect us. If I'm alert to all the dangers, then I can protect myself. Someone said that 6s sometimes suffer from pre-traumatic stress syndrome. True? But it's hard and it's exhausting to keep up that level of fear and high alert and wariness all the time. Anyone? So in our 6ness, we might look for something or someone we can believe in wholeheartedly, right, for stability and safety. It could be a creed, could be a person in whom we place our full trust so we can relax that high alert and find some peace for a moment in a scary world. A guru, a leader, a political party, a religion, a belief system. I remember as a child marveling, just really truly marveling at how characters like Gandalf or Mary Poppins or Yoda always knew exactly what to do no matter what. And I so wished I could feel that. I so wish I could know that certainty in myself, or that at the very least I had someone in my life who always had the answer. Actually, I still wish for that. I've shared before that a beloved family member chose not to come to my wedding to my male partner years ago. In a beautiful and very vulnerable conversation beforehand, she explained to us that attending the wedding would cross a threshold in her understanding of her Catholic faith. And she knew that part of what she needed from her faith tradition was its absoluteness and its clarity, its sureness. To question any of it, like in this one little way, to question any of it, she explained to me and my soon-to-be husband, would risk bringing it all down. If not exactly like a house of cards, perhaps more like a building whose foundations have given way. It was too important and necessary for her, and she knew in her heart and was able to explain that she could not risk that. She needed the sureness. Many religious traditions meet this need to put our faith and trust and authority in something outside of ourselves, right? It's the right learning, the right teaching, no matter what end of the spectrum it's on. But for a 6, in our 6ness ourselves, that combination of wanting something solid and sure to hold on to and believe in, plus the drive to be always scanning for danger, that puts us in a complex relationship with what we're seeking. As the author of a website called Ocean Moonshine 9 put it, the side of 6, which is always looking for something to believe in, is often very susceptible to the temptation to turn authority over to an external source completely, right? To turn it all over, whether that be in the form of a person or a creed or a group. But the 6's tendency to distrust and have suspicion because we're wary, right? That works against having faith in an authority, and we get suspicious of that authority, even as we seek it, which often shows up then as an anti-authoritarianism. No one's going to tell me what to do. Thus, the second half of today's sermon title, Skeptics and True Believers, both. Gail came up with the first half of the title, The Joys of Six, which I love. And then would you believe that Siobhan looked up the original book title and tried to find the same font and same letter arrangement? We will get to the joys eventually. There are plenty of wonderful things about sixness, but since fear is the primary driver for six, I'm starting there. One way to manage the fear and anxiety and try to get through a scary world safely is to keep yourself out of sight. Small, non-threatening, cooperative, compliant, apparently harmless. A variation is to latch onto someone strong who will protect us physically or with their wisdom and their knowledge, right? Another way to manage the fear and anxiety that we just can't hold on to all the time, and a way to try to get through a scary world safely, is to fight it, to go at it full force, eyes ablazing, aggressive, rebellious, defiance to get against anything that feels threatening, hiding from oneself as much as anyone the fear underneath that's actually driving that response. I'm just not going to sit here scared waiting for something to attack me. I'm going to go out there and get it before it gets me. It's still driven by fear, though it doesn't look like fear from the outside. It looks like confident strength. Another way yet to manage that fear and that anxiety, though through a scary world, and to be able to get through it safely, is to find a worthy outside authority. And perhaps to turn toward people who are near us for that authority, in fact, through the relationship, by turning toward our loyalty to them. That's where we're going to take our desire for surety. If we can't find it in somebody else, we'll turn it to loyalty through thick and thin, to our family, to our children, to our friends, to causes. Finding that comforting and anchoring and reassuring, and being true ourselves to others. And this could be one of the great gifts of sixes, that deep loyalty. It's one of the real benefits. Although it can also mean being loyal long past when it's really warranted. Right? Considering all these approaches together, we might say that sixes, and the six in each of us, might search for security through flight or protection, or fight, toughness, or through friends or loyalty. The thing is, different sixes and the six in us take very different approaches, often different approaches at different times, or in different settings, or in various combinations, sometimes several different ways throughout a day. So sixes can be difficult to identify accurately because the responses look so different. But what six have in common, and this is what makes for a six, is that what drives all that unconscious behavior underneath is a fear of being lost, of being unsupported, of being without guidance, of being insecure, of not having safety and protection, being without certainty in a world to be known full of peril. It's a message we take in, each of us in some way, very early in our lives, based on our inevitable experiences. The message that power and authority can sometimes feel harmful to us, or insensitive, or can be offered abusively even. If a six is our most dominant type in us of all of them, that identity usually begins with some sort of ongoing threatening situation early in our life. Some reason to believe that the world is a dangerous place. If our caregiver is untrustworthy, unpredictable, inconsistent, then one way to survive is by learning to detect all the subtle cues and signs for where they are and what they're going to do, to have our radar up and on and going, and so to try to predict what's going to happen, and therefore find a way to be safer ourselves. It's perfectly, wonderfully protective. We learn to scan for the danger. The thing is, sometimes we do that for the whole rest of our lives, even when there's another option available. Now, I think some of the various names for 6 will make more sense after this. The loyalist, the true believer, and the doubter, the skeptic, the stalwart, the troubleshooter, right? Who scanned all the possibilities, the guardian, the defender, the buddy, the committed, security-oriented type, engaging, hardworking, reliable, responsible, anxious, and suspicious too. So I would ask, any of you who are familiar with the Enneagram and who think of yourself as 6s, or who know and love 6s, or who otherwise understand 6ness, what's one thing you would say in a sentence about 6s? What's one thing you know about 6s that you would share? Sorry? Defensive.
Able to read the room.
Able to read the room.
Changing all the time.
Changing all the time.
Reach out to others.
Reach out to others.
They're tired.
They're tired. They're holding up the world, right? Couple more.
The loyalty's worth a lot.
The loyalty is worth a lot.
Fighting that urge to flee.
Fighting that urge to flee. Stress.
I was going to say, let's see, how do I start? Looking, aligning yourself with other skeptics, so looking for a something true to believe in, but believing that it's you guys against everyone else. Like
So
you have the
aligning yourself with other skeptics in that search for something to believe in, finding like folks, right? And so together you think that's the thing, right? You found the true thing together. Yeah. 6s at their best, steady, attentive to detail, great follow through, compassionate. They work for the common good without needing to be stars. They ask what needs to be done and they do it. They see problems in advance. Notice the danger signs, head them off, seek safety for everyone's sake. 6s really teach all of us the benefits and the joys of commitment, of cooperation, of service. For fun, some famous 6s: Robert F. Kennedy, Princess Diana, Malcolm X, Dick Cheney, Ellen DeGeneres, Tom Hanks, Gloria Steinem, Ava DuVernay, Woody Allen, Janet Reno, Mulan, Severus Snape, and Belle from Beauty and the Beast. So why does any of this matter? Why take time on a Sunday morning to speak on any of this? Well, before I try to answer that, here's a song with a message for our sixiness. I invite Tom and Kate and Liana to come up. This is Meg Barnhouse's offering of the wisdom of Julian of Norwich. Julian was a Roman Catholic mystic, actually an anchoress, in 1372. That means a woman who lived isolated in a cell, setting herself apart for God. In the midst of an intense near-death experience, Julian had 15 visions of Christ and of Mary. So it says as she's in the middle of her near-death experience. In the 13th vision, she was aware of a question that had long troubled her. I'll wait till they're settled. Yeah. Yeah, hang on, I'll get a little more intro.
Okay.
Yeah. So in her 13th of her 15 visions, she was aware of a question that had long troubled her. Given that God was all-powerful and all-knowing, she asked, why hadn't God prevented the onset of sin? For then, Julian explained, I thought all should have been well. In her vision, Jesus answered Julian, saying, it was necessary that there should be sin, in other words, suffering, but all shall be well, and all shall be well. and all manner of things shall be well. These words were said most tenderly, Julian wrote, showing no manner of blame to me nor to anyone who shall be saved. No matter your theology, may her words and this song and your singing of the refrain as it gets going speak to the six in you.
I said, Julian, you are holy, you are holding my hand. I said, Julian, you are holy, you are holding my hand. She said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well, oh, all will be well. All will be well, all manner of things will be well.
Julian, did you not know about sorrow? And Julian, did you not know about pain? Julian, did you not know about hunger? And Julian, did you not know about shame?
She said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. And I said, Julian, do you not know about loneliness? Julian, do you not know about disease? I said, Julian, did you not know, do you not know about cruelty? Said Julian, it's too much, it's brought me to my knees. And she said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. She says no one does not know about sorrow, and no one does not know about pain. She said no one does not know about hunger, and no one does not know about shame. She said all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. She said no one does not know about loneliness. No one does not know about disease. She said no one does not know about cruelty. She said, I know, it brought too much, it brought me to my knees. And she said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well, oh, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well.
She said, baby girl, do you not know about tenderness? And baby girl, do you not know about friends? Baby girl, do you not Do you not know about the Spirit? And baby girl, do you not know it's only love that never ends? She said,
All will be well. All will be well. All manner of things will be well. All will be well. All will be well. All manner of things will be well.
One of my favorite songs. Gail introduced this month's theme of generosity earlier, asking what gets in the way of cultivating a sense of enoughness? What gets in the way of cultivating a sense of enoughness? As we were planning for today, I heard a rebroadcast of a Hidden Brain episode, titled The Scarcity Trap, Why We Keep Digging When We're Stuck in a Hole. The description of it begins, have you ever noticed that when something important is missing in your life, your brain can only seem to focus on that missing thing? Sound familiar? The point here, drawing on the work of two researchers, is that when we don't have enough of something we need, it can become the only thing that matters to us. Their theory is that when you're really desperate for something, you can focus on it so obsessively that there's no room for anything else. People who are starving, for example, obsess about food. People in poverty obsess over how to make ends meet. Persons who are lonely obsess about the friends they don't have, or can in all these cases, right? This makes survival sense, right? To try to get our immediate needs met, but that narrow focus has a cost, because we only have so much bandwidth, and we take on a tunnel vision. We see one thing really clearly, but the tunnel prevents us from seeing anything outside the tunnel. So for example, a person focused on trying to figure out how to stretch their money to cover their food can be so focused on that they might stock up on all kinds of food, right, to take care of that need and forget or neglect to set aside money to pay their rent, which then makes their money challenge even deeper, right? The hole gets dug more deeply. Now, from the outside, we don't get it. It looks like people simply aren't very smart or very disciplined or aren't paying attention. But when a person is in that much need and looking down the scarcity tunnel, it's not that they're choosing to ignore the other things, it's they can't even see those other things while they're focused on the one thing. Scarcity, or a sense of scarcity, the researchers suggest, narrows our vision and limits what we're even able to see. One of the reasons to speak to our sixness today is to help us notice and better understand ourselves and others in general. I'm offering very thin threads of introduction to the Enneagram on these certain Sundays, but for me, digging even a little into the various aspects of who we are and what makes us tick is a source of compassion and kindness towards myself as well as toward other people. We are each of us complex, many-layered, and so is everyone else. And seeing this in as many ways as we can help take ourselves and other people out of good, bad, either, or, should, shouldn't categories. Ever more important, I think. I chose 6 in particular for today because so much right now presents an image of the world as a dangerous and scary place, as an uncertain place, as a place where humanity cannot be trusted. All triggers for our fears and anxieties that are sending some people scrambling for certainty and security and a sure authority to hold on to, a creed, a leader, a guru, a protector, a system. Sending some people eyes blazing to their own personal war front to try to get ahead of the hurt, to attack before being attacked themselves. And sending some people to hold on tightly, loyally, to those who are familiar and close in, to find comfort and reassurance in committing to be true to those they love and already feel connected to. I also chose 6 for a service in this month because the underlying fear and anxiety that characterizes this piece of us is a form of scarcity that limits what we can even see as possible for how we might bring ourselves to the world, how we might give of ourselves. It limits our sense of our own ability to be generous with our love, our time, our energy, our benefit of the doubt, our money, our care, our attention, our forgiveness, our forbearance. When we're in a fearful state because we don't have something we need, our vision narrows, our generousness gets held in. And you know already that giving is itself a gift to the giver, right? Giving is a gift to our own sense of well-being. We are here to remember we all carry with us a precious stone that is a great blessing. This gift that is just ours, this gift that we long to offer the world, that in our giving will bless us all the more. So once again, here's my primary invitation for this week or two. To notice the 6 in you. And maybe even befriend the 6 in you for the sake of your own wholeness. Notice with a whole lot of compassion, how much time do you spend trying to figure out how to handle possible future problems? And how might that be taking you away from what's happening right now, from experiencing right now? How much time do you spend planning out those possible reactions to possible problems? How much of the time is your danger scanner on high alert and taking up most of your attention? Notice, if you can, with kindness and a whole lot of compassion, when you're becoming dependent on someone or something outside of yourself for guidance and support, for answers, rather than trusting that you too have your own inner guidance, that you have knowledge and intuition and strength that you need. Notice with kindness and compassion and curiosity when you're feeling afraid or anxious, and notice what your reaction is. Whether you flee or fight or freeze, which is a variation, or you flock. Notice if fear is driving you or paralyzing you or narrowing your vision to a tunnel. And finally, notice if you can, with a whole lot of tenderness, what deep need is feeling unmet in your life? In what important part of your life is there not enough? This is a tender place. But safe enough to go there. Notice, is there a place in your life where you're feeling there's not enough? Where is your own generousness not able to see the possibilities and so not able to unfold? The fun photo on the wall you may recognize as a remake of a Norman Rockwell painting. We'll issue some thank yous for that later. You may know that Rockwell's title for that was Freedom from Want. That's the title of the painting, Freedom from Want. No one does not know about sorrow, about pain, about hunger, about shame. No one does not know about loneliness, about disease, about cruelty. And sometimes it is too much. Draws us to our knees. And there is tenderness too, and friends sometimes, and the Spirit. It's knowing that the world holds all of this, all at once, and at some level that it always will, that gives us a chance to realize that even so, within us, it can be truly can be, even in the midst of all of it, it can be well enough. It can be well enough so that we can be who we need to be. May it be so.
Generosity, Scott Taylor suggests, creates connection. He says, deep down, we know the difference between giving and giving generously. The former is taken from our extra, and the latter from what is essential. It's the difference between giving our loose change and giving of ourselves. And when you hand over a part of you to someone else, you're tethered. Your vulnerability meets their vulnerability. You haven't just helped, you've shown you care. Both of you feel seen and less alone. This month, 25% of our offering, or more if you choose, will go to support Bright Futures for Youth, whose mission is to ignite the potential youth of today for vibrant communities tomorrow. Their vision is that each young person has hope, opportunity, and the capacity to succeed. They know that our children, our youth, are our future. Sienna Crawford from Bright Futures is here to tell us more. Sienna?
Good morning again. Thank you all for having me today, join you. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but the youth today are struggling. In the past few years, the events have spiked isolation, depression, and many other social challenges. Yes, it has. And as you said, our vision is at Bright Futures is for every young person to have hope, opportunity, and the capacity for success, to succeed in the future. How we do that is through 3 programs at Bright Futures, the first of which has been around for about 28 years. Many of you may know of it. It's the Friendship Club. This program serves young ladies, grades 6 through 12, everything from leadership skills to soft life skills, taking them to tours of colleges they might be interested in, etc. The next program we offer is SAFE. This is our youth experiencing homelessness program. We have 4 full-time case managers that help youth with access from everything from clothing, food, a mailing address, transportation, and jobs. And then our third program, NEO, is a program that serves children between the hours of 3:30 and 6 o'clock with our newly built youth center on Lytton Hill. Opening this week, we will have youth this week in our center, 3,700 square feet, offering everything from opportunities to engage in musical instruments, art room. We have a cafe. We'll be teaching them the art of becoming a barista. We also have a gaming area and engaging them in, healthy gaming. It's also run a very unique part of NEO. It's youth serving youth. So we have about 20 youth leaders that help design the program and execute it on a daily and weekly basis. So it's a very, very unique piece of NEO. And it also, I've heard from many youth who just came to our grand opening that it's definitely the cool place to be. The hours of 3:30 to 6 are very tenuous hours for youth. Mom and dad may still be at work, but they're not in school anymore. So we offer a really safe, supervised place that also allows them to be themselves and explore and expand. So if anything I've said moved you today, please feel free. I'll leave cards, brochures. I would love to personally take you on a tour of the facility and show you all 3 programs and tell you more. There's so much more to know. But I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, our children are our future. And that's where we came from. Anyone here was once a child? The mission at UUCM is to cultivate our spiritual, emotional, and intellectual strength so that we can help create a world for our children and the adults who they count on. A world more compassionate, more sustainable, and just. Your giving is vital to our ability to meet this mission. As we think about how it all comes together, how each of those parts, our spirituality feeds our ability to be generous, to do and care and act in ways that truly makes a difference. If our greeters, ushers will come forward, please. The white envelopes in these baskets are for those who want 100% of their gift to go to Bright Futures. And there's no pressure on that, but that's where you would put it if you wanted it. The slide coming up will tell you ways to give by text, PayPal, or UUCM's website or mail.
Tis a gift to be simple, tis a gift to be free, tis a gift to come down where we want to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, we'll be in delight, till by turning, turning we come round right. 'Tis a gift, tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be, and rest in the place just right. 'Twill be in the valley of love and delight.
Thank you. Thank you for your generosity. Your generosity, which you show in the basket, in your pledges, and in the many, many ways you respond to calls for help. We dedicate these gifts to the building in us of the ability to support and guide each other as we travel the paths to meet our inner strength and wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you to the choir. Betsy, it's great to see you singing in the choir. Yay, yay. Thanks to our trio, Tom and Kate and Liana for singing earlier and leading us in song. Gail, thank you for being worship associate, not just this morning, but all month long. Ruth and Liana, thanks for reading as well. Paul and Bob are holding down the fort without Cypress today. They're Eileen, thanks for being our chat host as always. Linda, beautiful setting today. Again, I always like my eyes to have a chance to wander over something. Glory and Gwen are our greeters this morning. Thanks to the people who have been organizing refreshments. Linda, Siska, and Cheryl Spalding, you don't see because they're up with Kids Connection. And Carol Ritchie, thanks for being at the Joys and Sorrows table with your presence today. So here's that picture, yeah, recreating Norman Rockwell a little bit. Here's some thanks to who's in there. Who's in that picture? Yeah. Yeah, Gail, thanks for organizing that. And thanks to everybody who was part of it with your patience. Spirituality Sharing Circle meets next Sunday or Saturday with some sharing, some silence, and some sharing. Please consider that. It's a really beautiful circle. We're having a worship brainstorming session for all today in the chanting room, the ramp room down the hall. It's just total free form of brainstorming one of the upcoming themes. Come even for a little bit and just toss in ideas. And after the service, we'll have a UU 101. If this is new to you and you're going, what is this about? Here's a chance to find out just simply a little bit more about what this place is, what we're about, and to also connect to some folks. And everyone's welcome to that. You don't have to be brand new to come to that. We'll follow that up, we think, with the Starting Point series. This goes a little bit deeper into what it means to be a UU and a member of this community, so that will be coming up for those who are interested. And as always, keep checking out the website and the e-chalice, if you get it, our weekly newsletter for more. Let's sing. My life flows on in endless song. I bet you're ready to stand, too. So I invite you to take this song into heart. Given all that's going on in the world and likely in your life, I invite you to sing this with all of that in mind and heart.
Song, our lover's plan.
The invitation to each of us, the invitation to each of you, the invitation to the sixiness in us is to have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself and trust in the goodness of life. Remember that it is your true nature to be courageous. It is your true nature to be capable of dealing with all that life comes at you with, under all conditions, even now. Even now, how can we keep from singing? Really. I invite us to remind ourselves that we're not alone all week long with this benediction, these good words we say to each other. Together, let us carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again. So the Gail will extinguish our chalice. We'll carry that light with us. If you're here in the building, please join us for refreshments down the hall, maybe some brainstorming or UU 101. Everyone, will see you next Sunday for Happy Diwali. You'll have to be here.